Pues ya estamos en una cápsula más de Bibliohertz y vamos a tener una invitada que habla inglés, entonces vamos a hacer la entrevista con ella en inglés y ahorita vamos a retomar y yo les voy a platicar un poco sus intervenciones para que podamos cubrir por ahí, puedan estar muy pendientes de lo que nos va a estar compartiendo. Entonces, pues, hi, Vani. We say good morning to you. How are you? How is the FIL going on?
Good morning, Samantha. FIL is absolutely incredible. There are so many people here and so many beautiful books. And yeah, there's a great, vibrant energy here today.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share with our viewers what you have told us. So Vani nos estaba platicando que ha sido maravilloso, que ha estado asombroso, que la verdad ha sido un vistazo increíble, un poco lo que se ha vivido en la feria, pero ella también nos va a platicar un poco, porque ella también es escritora. So Vani, our the team there told us you are a writer. So can you tell us a little bit about how is the experience there in Guadalajara with your books and a little bit about the books that you have there on camera?
Sure. Sorry, I missed the first bit of it. First part of your question.
Yeah, that our team told us that you are a writer. So we want to share how's the process and how is the process of being a writer and visiting an international fair like this one. And can you share a little bit about your books?
Absolutely, sure. I am an author from Australia, and my books are created with an amazing collaboration with this incredible illustrator who is living here in Mexico. His work is published in many with many great publications. He's done many other books. So I have been working on my project with him for the last 3 years. It has been a great experience working from two different parts of the world, two people who share great creative energy, have never met. But when I connected with Alejandro and when I connected with Álex, we talked about the project, and he felt very inspired, and we decided to work even if we are so far away. There is also another author, our co-author of our book, who is still back in Australia. So I'm here 30 hours away to experience FIL. And I am really surprised in a very good way that FIL offers such great opportunities for everyone who's here, such beautiful connections, and you get to see and experience all the work that everyone is doing. So there is a lot that FIL has to give. Samantha, would you like me to continue, or would you like to share that part? Because when I get onto the project, there is a little bit I'd like to talk.
Yeah, sure. I'll share a little bit to our friends, and then you can continue. Sure. But thank you, Vani. Yes, in general, we know Álex. He's amazing. He has worked with different women and men along different parts of the country. So it's a pleasure to meet you and to know that you're working with Álex. So let me share with the listeners here. So, Vani nos estaba platicando un poquito de este trabajo, del reto que ha sido ser escritora y justamente nos platicaba de esta diferencia que puede haber entre los diferentes horarios o el tiempo y así fue como empezó a trabajar y contactó a Álex, quien ustedes ya sabrán ha estado en otros programas anteriores, entonces Álex Herrerías, él ha colaborado, si se acuerdan, el año pasado con Sharjah y que tuvimos también entrevista con los Emiratos de una de las publicaciones que tenía donde hablaban de estos tejidos, entonces ahora está haciendo estos pequeños libros que hablan de diferentes actividades como feelings, connection, las conexiones, los sentimientos y estas ilustraciones pues las combina con a veces personajes o estas caras de niños reales, entonces pues también hay ahí esta parte que nosotros conocemos muy bien el trabajo de Álex y para ella fue maravilloso. Ahora hay muchas horas de diferencia, entonces también tiene a otro colega que está por allá en Australia y ha logrado conseguir un poco este trabajo y pues le ha parecido maravilloso. Ahora nos va a platicar un poco ya entrando al proyecto y cómo es, entonces vamos a escucharla y ahorita también hacemos un poco esta traducción. So, Vani, ready? I explained them a little bit the process with Alex and the illustration and your other colleague in Australia. So, if you want to continue.
Sorry, Samantha, would you please repeat it one more time?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I was telling them about your work with Alex and your colleague there on Australia. So, if you want to continue now on the topic, so you can go on.
Sure, thank you. Um, so I'm here at Phil sharing our project, which is um we call it a toolkit. There are 4 books. Today I have 3 books with me here because our 4th book is still in process. The intention of this project is to raise emotionally and mentally resilient children who are emotionally strong and mentally strong. That is what we envision for the future generations. These books are for children who are a little bit over 3 years, uh, because that is when children start to experience a lot of different emotions, a lot of difficult emotions. So, if you are able to see here, my first book here is called Feelings. This book dives into 9 basic emotions that children experience. It helps children to understand and recognize with the name what is it that they are feeling inside. Um, so, for example, if a children is having a breakdown, they are falling on the floor, they are crying, they are going crazy, um, and they can understand, and that experience is not just an experience in the mind. That experience is also in the body because they are physically feeling it. That's when our second book, Body, that comes in. So this book translates the 9 basic emotions that we talk about in the feelings book in physical sensations. So how does our body feel, say, anger? How is, when we are scared, how does that feel in the body? Because only when we understand what is happening inside us and what in emotionally and what we are feeling in the body, we can understand the entire emotion. Now imagine there is a little child who can understand and label and recognize what they are feeling, but they can't do anything about it. That's when our third book, which is not here today, we are working on it. That is when our third book comes in. That book is called Flow because it helps children with tools and practices to do something. If a little child is feeling angry and there's a lot of energy in their body, then if we help them, punch a little pillow, it helps to get the energy out and they feel better. So that's when that's one little tool. And then there could be kids like to blow bubbles. It helps them calm down. So that book introduces different practices. And our fourth book, which is Connection, is really interesting because we don't exist in this world alone, and how we experience inside of us impacts how we experience the world around us. So if I am in a happy mood, then the weather looks amazing to me. When I talk to people, it feels amazing. So this book dives into all the relationships, connections a child has with, like, with his parents, grandparents, friends, and it also talks about connection with nature, connection with technology. But then it says when you have connection with technology, we have to follow boundaries. So our books also dives into quality of relationships, like love, care, patience, support. And the last part, but the very important part, is the relationship I have with my own self, because self love and self care is important. So the book ends with a page saying, I am valued and I'm important every day. So these four books, you can look at them as four strong columns, but together they form a strong structure. And for a child to be emotionally and mentally resilient, these four pillars, a strong structure, a strong foundation, is really important. So, yes,
Okay.
Samantha.
Perfect, Vani. So I'm going to explain and then I'll go back with you because it seemed really interesting and I want to get to know how did you start or came up with the idea of this process. So
Sure,
let me explain first
sure.
to our listeners. So, Vani nos estaba platicando de estos libros que trae ahora la feria. Brevemente son 4 tomos, hablan de este como toolkit, que son estas herramientas para los niños a una temprana edad. Entonces, pues es esta intención de darles, nos platica con el primer ejemplar, esta resiliencia, la parte de esta salud, el poder conocer la parte mental poderosa que tienen los niños, nos habla de que justamente más o menos de acuerdo a lo que ha investigado, a los 3 años es este comienzo promedio de esta edad en la que empiezan a experimentar emociones, pero muchas veces no saben qué las pueden causar o qué hay detrás. Entonces ahí es cuando entra un poco la parte de también estos films, cómo pueden trasladar lo que están sintiendo. Nos platicaba cómo el enojo, cómo se siente en el cuerpo o la tristeza. Entonces son a través de estas 9 emociones que experimentan más comunes, cómo las pueden ir traduciendo en estas sensaciones y después lo llevan a un tercer tomo que es la parte de conexión, donde justamente ven esta conexión con su entorno, con la naturaleza, con algunos otros medios. Entonces, esta serie de kits, de tomos que van teniendo una conexión entre sí para irlos. Actualmente ahorita tiene 2 que está compartido en la feria, vemos 3 en la cámara y están en proceso todavía los demás. Entonces, pues por acá seguiremos compartiendo esta información. Y ahora le vamos a preguntar cómo es que surge esta idea, porque seguramente habrá muchos ahí que les parece interesante o ven cómo puede vincular estas secciones para un público tan joven y creo que la ilustración, como vemos, es una parte fundamental, ¿no? Para que pueda funcionar este tipo de libros, este tipo de conexiones que se busca crear para los chicos. So, Bunny, now that we are talking about your book, so how did you came up with the idea? Do you have a kids of your own, or you have kids that you know, or something that make you think about this type of emotions? And how can you tell a story that they can understand, or the parents or family or in a school that they can be told because they are important?
Absolutely. It's a brilliant question, and also my favorite question to answer, because the origin of the story is very, very special. Um, this began many years ago, I think about 10, 12 years ago, where a point came in my career, in my life, where I started to ask some very important questions. I was I was designing, I was doing my work, I was living an amazing life in the city of Sydney, and I had amazing friend circle, but something from inside didn't feel right. Something felt like something is missing. Even if I'm creating what I absolutely love, it's still, I'm not feeling content. So, me and my husband, who is the co author of this book, we decided to take a little break from our life. We gave everything away that we owned in charity, and we came down to two luggages, and we took a ticket and we left from India for India. I'm born and brought up in India. So we left back for India, and we lived in a beautiful village for 2 years, and we practiced, how do I say, we practiced a lot of inner work. And we met with a lot of experts, and we spoke and did a lot of research on this topic to find answers on what is my purpose, why am I here, why am I not content, what do I want to do in life, and many other questions. And that process began of learning, of growing, of transformation, of breakdowns, breakthroughs. So it started many years ago, and I've had, I would say, I've been very fortunate to do a lot of internal work. And in this process, I realized that in my own foundation, there are some little pieces of this puzzle missing. Um, and with the conversations around, and we have worked and studied and researched with a lot of people around us, we felt that there there are many people who feel this way. If you look at the society, anxiety, depression, mental health is a really big issue. And to cut it all short, it's very important for us to look inside, and that is what where we were not looking. So this journey was on, and there was lots of learning happening, and we in that process, we had a baby, a little boy that I have, who's now 4 years old. And when he turned 2, I started looking for researches. I started looking for resources that will give him those little blocks that I didn't have. Because with all the study that we have conducted, we realize that these are very, very basic things that a child has the capability and the capacity to understand when they're growing up, because they have breakdowns, because they don't have the words to communicate, because they don't have the understanding to communicate. It is as simple as that. So it was a challenge that we took on, because we could not find those resources outside. We said we have to create this resource. The fact that we have the awareness and understanding of what is needed, we cannot keep all this knowledge and understanding to ourselves. We have to share. And we have been very fortunate to work with a great team and guides who have been practicing psychology, and who have been pediatricians, and they are doctors, and they practice different kind of therapies, and they work with children. So we have had the opportunity to work under their guidance to create a framework where everything is simplified, super simplified for a 3-year-old, for them to understand and start this journey. So there is a beautiful quote that is so close to my heart, and it says, it is easier to raise stronger children than fix broken adults. And it's very close to me, because I have done a lot of fixing, and it has been incredible, and I feel great. But we with it inspired us to create something so we can raise future generations that are emotionally strong, and our kids have that opportunity. And that is why I'm here today at Phil, to share this project, and find find people who feel equally inspired, and who feel the need to have such a project, to have such resources for children. So yeah, this is my little story.
Perfect, Bunny. So I think it was amazing. Without doubt, this is a life-changing experience, and everything that you have lived and decided to left and start a new life and a new process has taken you to where you are now, and it's amazing that you can share and have the opportunity to talk with us. And I'm going to tell a little bit about the listeners here, what the story that you told you, but it's amazing. And without doubt, someone there and a lot of people are going to feel passionate about this story because you have professionals, you have the heart on it, and it was really important what you share about the emotions, because even though we are adults or we are 50, 60 years old, we don't even know how to communicate, how to express emotions or what we feel. So imagine little kids at the age of 3 years old. So it's amazing. And I think it also will work from parents that are teaching their children. Doubtly, it will help both of the parts involved. So let me share a little bit with our audience, and I continue with
Sure.
you to close this short interview. So,
Sure.
para todos los que nos están escuchando por aquí, Vani nos compartió esta historia del proceso que llevó de ir un poco de esa vida que tenía en Sydney, en Australia, todo lo que vivió y decidir ir solo con unas pocas maletas, con un equipaje a trasladarse, regresar de donde ella era originaria. Entonces, un poco esto lo llevó a sus raíces, seguir experimentando, hacia esta investigación. Y algo maravilloso que encontramos en este libro es que ella contó con colaboración de expertos científicos, también doctores, la parte mental. Entonces toda esta parte que es muy importante para este tipo de investigaciones, porque nosotros podemos tener opiniones, pero siempre contar de la mano de un experto. Creo que eso es lo que hace este libro riquísimo, y sin duda esta colección de herramientas para los niños, le platicaba, va a servir también para la gente adulta que muchas veces no sabe cómo expresarse, cómo debe llevar una emoción. Entonces, creo que estos libros aquí en la feria es el lugar ideal para que ella pueda compartirlos y encuentre personas que puedan conseguir continuar con la parte editorial y que puedan mostrarse en muchos lados del mundo, que creo que es uno de los libros y uno de los temas que hemos estado viendo en la feria, la parte de concientización, la parte de apoyar a la salud mental, a empoderar, a darle herramientas para que sean unos niños más fuertes. Y todo este proceso pues lo fue viviendo hasta que también llegó el momento en que tuvieron a su hijo, y entonces fue un proceso que sin duda le sirvió a enriquecer esta parte. Entonces, pues para nosotros es un placer contar con estas experiencias, estas historias. Y Vani, to finish, something else you want to share through the audience about what you finally wish or what the future holds for this Toolkits book?
Sure. Well, um, I'm here today and another from another part of the world, but I believe when I have, not just me, everyone believes when evolution happens, it doesn't start at one point. Today, I'm having this conversation with you today, and at the same time, this conversation is happening at different parts of the of of the planet. This is, we are a collective. We are connected. um, so the conversation has begun, and it is beautiful to experience that the new generation of children who are coming, they are so open and they are so aware and they are so ready for what we have to offer. They are so ready to learn and grow. And my wish is that people who feel inspired take a little bit of risk, have a little bit of trust, and we work together as change makers to create a positive world. um, it is our responsibility to, as humans, this is how evolution happens. This is our responsibility to grow, to take massive leaps. And I think with the way we are connected with technology and the amount of awareness we have today, I hope and I wish that this project spreads around the globe. Children, a lot of children from all parts of the world have access to it. These books reach schools and charities and organizations and libraries to everyone and anyone who needs it. So that is my wish.
Perfect, Bunny. So it was amazing to share this chat with you. And we would like to thank you for your time, for your experience, for everything that you shared with us. And really, you inspire us today. And I hope that everyone watching the program today is inspired. And you're going to find the way to continue sharing this project, these toolkits, and for us, it's a pleasure to have you here. And in any time or any occasion you want to come in and share of other books, other activities, or continue when you have the 4 books there, it would be amazing. And the best luck and for you and this process.
Thank you very much for having me here and for hearing about the books. I would absolutely love to be in contact with you and share as we grow and as we research and we create more. So thank you for having me today. It's an absolute pleasure.
Perfect, Vani. Pues muchas gracias a todos por escucharlos. Goodbye, Vani. Ella nos compartió todo su proceso y sin duda que estaremos escuchando más. Así que nos vemos pronto y sigan pendientes de todo la FIL. Hasta luego.